Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. It's April 12th, 6:15 a.m. my time. Today, I'm going to go over Bitcoin analysis from the smaller time frames to the large. I'm going to cover ETH, some other hot altcoins that I am following, and why I believe that the next leg of the bull market will be absolutely face ripping. I'm telling y'all, it is going to be insane. And this is a rally that I believe everyone should be a part of because the next leg to the bull market will likely, in my opinion, probably be the final big blow off top move. And generally, the blow off top move is so difficult to get in because the prices just keep going perpetually higher and higher that you start to question exactly if the move will just stop suddenly and you'll get wiped out. But in fact, the market just ticks up higher and higher until you just realize, oh crap, I should have gotten in at much lower prices. So I'm going to explain to y'all exactly how I'm going to position myself in this market going forward and why I believe this coming week is probably the most critical week in crypto. Why? Because what we have is we have the Coinbase listing on NASDAQ coming up on April 14th. That is 2 days from now. But 2 days from now, when we have Coinbase, ticker coin, listed on NASDAQ, this will be probably the biggest listing of any crypto product out there to the public. And the world will get to see what Coinbase has been doing as it's been growing for the past 7, 8 years and how the crypto landscape has been flourishing. Coinbase, for a lot of investors who are in traditional finance, is basically an indicator to help them gauge of how crypto itself is doing. Because the money flows that come into Coinbase, the fees that they gather, the revenue that they put in, all the things that come out of Coinbase are really just a litmus test of how the crypto market has been doing. And guess what? It has been doing phenomenal. If you look at these numbers right here, if you start to break down the numbers from Coinbase as a broker, as an exchange, it is absolutely amazing. And they are on a huge trajectory for the rest of 2021. What does that mean? If Coinbase does well in terms of fees and revenue, and they have been seeing huge outflows of Bitcoin, this means that more than likely the market is still positioned bullish for the rest of at least the next quarter and quite possibly the rest of 2021. This is huge for us because I may not really care a whole lot about the Coinbase IPO, but what I do care about is how the other investors on the outside look at Coinbase. And they're going to look at Coinbase like it is a goddamn unicorn because the kind of money that Coinbase has been making in the crypto space and how the crypto space has been growing at large is going to be a huge shock for many investors who have missed out on the last almost 1 year of growth. But guess what? They might still get to squeeze the fruit for the rest of the summer, maybe the next quarter, maybe even the rest of the year. So this means that more and more people will likely get involved in the crypto space in the coming months. And guess what? The price action right now is indicating that as we're going into the week of Coinbase listing, this whole consolidation is doing just that. It is consolidating just to figure out, as long as Coinbase IPO, or not the IPO, the listing doesn't tank and doesn't crap the bed, it should be absolutely amazing for Bitcoin, for many other altcoins. Okay. If we look at a weekly chart for Coinbase or for Bitcoin, look at how amazing this chart is right now. There's really nothing about this chart that tells me right now that we're bearish. Okay. Maybe we see a bit of exhaustion right here at the top. Maybe we're, fading in terms of momentum, but it is by no means bearish. This thing is probably the most bullish price action that I've seen on a weekly chart for Bitcoin in a long, long time. This is basically your big triangle consolidation that you're seeing. And the breakout from here will probably be absolutely epic. See, the breakout from here is almost analogous to the breakout of here, right? If y'all see right here, we had this big green candle, first weekly low, price comes in, takes out that low once, twice, and then boom, takes off, right? Over here, we have something similar. We had that weekly low, price comes in, then takes out that low, and then boom, ready to take off. Well, the last time we made a move like this, after we took out this low, 2 weeks of downside, right? From this low, the next candle to the high, we made about a 95% move. So that means from this low, let's just say we, I don't know, make somewhere close to that, right? Say we go up only, I don't know, 70% or something, right? 70% puts us about $86,000. That's a pretty phenomenal move. Okay. So what I want to be doing is I definitely want to be positioned long bias towards Bitcoin. No way in hell do I want to be short. And in fact, in our community, if y'all check out our community, by the way, if you're not familiar with us, first of all, welcome. Please do hit the thumbs up. This video helps us get on the radar of many other people who are trying to look at the crypto market, trying to figure out um, what exactly is happening in the crypto space. So please do hit the thumbs up. Okay. If you have been watching our videos for a while, you know we have a particular style of doing things. We like to put out a lot of analysis. I put out 2 videos a day for my Advantage members every single day. An Advantage member is nothing but a paying member. You can go to our website, thealphatrades.com, sign up for the Advantage membership right here, $97 per month. And when you get to our Discord channel, okay, you can just shoot me a message. All right, shoot me a message and I will get you in the community once you pay. And the Discord link is below, by the way, in the YouTube description, so you can join. And once you join, you will have access to all these locked channels that you see. Okay. Advantage announcements is where I typically put out research pieces, where I put out my videos twice a day. We have the 5K count challenge, which has been huge for us. We had a couple trades yesterday. So we had an algo trade, ENJ trade. We took a net loss on that, negative $125. But earlier on in the day, we actually took a very nice long position in SRM and cleaned up with $1,000, right? So we made some great money all in all yesterday. And currently our account sits at close to about $17,500. Okay. And here are the altcoin positions, spot positions that we have. Right. Again, this is not investment advice. I'm not trying to tell anybody to copy trade us. The 5K account challenge is simply an experiment that I've been running from the beginning of the year. I started out with $5,000 and I made videos every single day showing people exactly how I go about trading it. Okay. You can see all through the next several months, we had so many ups and downs in this account, right? And now we're actually at 17. This was the video I made yesterday morning. But all in all, you could see we are doing a phenomenal job at growing this account. Okay. And this is, if you want to watch videos for this, you can join our Advantage membership. Like I said, you will not only get the 5K count challenge, but then you'll get all these other channels right here. Bitcoin analysis is where I put out my thoughts on Bitcoin, what's happening in the market. We had the traditional altcoin analysis where we talk about all the different tokens, the different projects that are kicking ass, all the different altcoin analysis that's going on. Everything that I'm seeing in the market, I put out. Okay. And the DeFi analysis is where we start talking about, all the different things happening in the DeFi space. And of course, the altcoin leverage long, these are channels for our Advantage members where I start to show people exactly what I'm longing in the market, what I'm shorting in the market. This is another great channel that we added about farming, staking, and lending, all kinds of cool stuff that our community members are talking about, where they're farming, what they're staking, etc. Right? So amazing stuff in our community. And then of course we have the DEX and NFT area as well. Tons of analysis in here too, right? So point is, our community has a ton of people from all over the world and all different experience levels. Okay. No one is here just a professional trader and they're all just professionals. We've all come from a level of knowing some things and not knowing things, right? But if you want to learn and you want to grow as a trader, as an investor, you come join our community and you will see how much you learn. You can ask questions because everyone in our community is mature, they're very helpful, and it's really just great to put yourself out there and just make friends in our community because you might be surprised. You might find someone from your own town, your own city, country maybe, and you could be friends, right? So this is the great thing about our community is everyone is extremely helpful. People are from all over the world and all different ages. It's not like just some 20 or 30-year olds. There's also 20 and 30-year olds, but there's also 40, 50, 60-year olds, right? There's people from all kinds of professional backgrounds too. Some people are doctors doing this as a part-time hobby. Some people are trying to do this for full-time. Some people are doing, research on this as college students, or some people are, really just trying to become a trader, right? All kinds of different people. So you can go to our website, thealphatrace.com, hit the products page, and buy our Advantage membership subscription. And if you click on that, you can actually see the different levels of membership, meaning you can just try it for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year. Okay. So anyway, let's get to the analysis, right? So first things first, I wanted to talk about weekly chart, right? Like I said, weekly chart, huge move, right? Big triangle playing out right here. I still think this is extremely bullish, and especially the fact that yesterday's weekly candle close that we had the highest weekly candle close ever. And this is really good because here's the thing, right? This candle closing up higher implies that the market is still showing, on a weekly basis that it wants to press up higher. However, as we get into this coming week of this Coinbase listing, yeah, we want to be a little bit careful, right? You don't want to just be aggressively long because you really don't know if the market is going to consolidate maybe for another week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks and then break out because we don't know exactly how positive or negative the Coinbase listing is going to be. So when you have an exogenous event that's coming up, right, that could severely impact the market, you want to just be very, very careful. Okay, very, very careful because you don't really know if you might be entering, right before an event that is very critical to the market, and you kind of just get washed out. You might be right in the direction, but eventually, first it does something like this, turns around, and then takes off like a week, 2 weeks later, maybe even a couple of days later, right? And it might scare you out of your position. So you just want to be careful and understand your ranges, right? Understand exactly where you are in context of the market. You're still bullish, but you may have to deal with, some downsides, some pullbacks in the market before it ultimately rips up, right? So I'm extremely bullish on Bitcoin. Um, the thing about Bitcoin is that, like I said, right? I told you all that momentum here was kind of fading. You can see momentum is kind of going like this. It was up like this, then it started to do this, and this, and then this, right? So you can see momentum is kind of fading, but it's also getting very, very tight. Whenever Bitcoin gets tight in a consolidation pattern like this, it does not stay quiet for long. It will generally expand to one side or the other. Okay. And when it does that expansion, those moves are very volatile. If you're on the right side of that move, you'll probably make a ton of money. Okay. But at present moment, I want to be a little bit careful. I'm still in my Bitcoin spot positions. I have some Bitcoin long positions. My community always knows exactly how I'm positioned in the market. Here's a couple of updates that I did for my Advantage members. Here's all the positions that I've had for several months that I've been updating my community members, right? ETH, I got into an average of 590, but I added about a good week or two ago. And now my current average is about 880. Currently, I'm up about 260% on a position. FTT, I got in at the beginning of the year or end of last year around $5. Again, I let my Advantage members know exactly when I'm getting into the market. So it's not like I get in at 5 and then I tell people at 25 or 30 that, hey guys, it's a good time for you to consider FTT. And I'm not telling anyone to buy or sell. I'm not a financial advisor. You guys could do your own decision making, do your own research. But I'm just here to show people on the dot exactly when I'm taking a position, and you guys could do your own research. So here are all the positions that I've had, right? The spot positions, okay? And I still have. I'm extremely bullish on all these, but then I closed some as well because I just had too many positions open. I just really didn't want to deal with so many open things, open assets that I have to keep a track on a daily to weekly basis. So I said, you know what, let me just close these out. A lot of these were already in profit. I closed them out and now I don't have to look back. Okay. Did I have some futures positions? These are my long positions. I'm long in Bitcoin and I'm long in ETH. I closed Axes and I closed FTT. Right. So all in all, this is how my main account looks. And in my 5K account, like I said, I showed you all already. Okay. These are the things I'm invested in. And the reason I'm being so transparent is because I believe that there's going to be an epic opportunity in the market over the next coming weeks. And honestly, we're already in so much profit and all our positions are doing so well. I figured you guys who are watching this for free can at least understand. Let me get a sip of water real quick. You guys can at least understand transparently exactly how I'm positioned in the market. So I'm not lying to anybody, and I'm not trying to shill anything. I'm showing you the proof is in the pudding, right? I'm showing you guys how our 5K account experiment is doing. I'm showing you guys exactly how we are doing in terms of our positions in the market. This is pure transparency that I'm showing to you guys. Okay. And I show this to my Advantage members every single day. Right. So as you are seeing this up 260, 800, 800%, 230%, all these percentages, the Advantage members have done very similarly to this. And that's the most amazing part about being an Advantage member is you get live notifications of when I'm considering an asset or I'm putting out analysis. You'll get a notification on your phone or on your computer of exactly what I'm doing in the market. All right. I think that's the benefit of having our membership. Okay. So on the daily basis, right, what do we need? As we're going into the week of Coinbase listing, what do we need? Well, ideally, right, you want a daily close, strong daily close above this area, but not completely necessary because here's the thing, right? Even though this looks bullish, you can enter and scale into positions in this little range right here. I believe that this range, okay, is pretty darn bullish as it is. Okay, the fact that it's sitting here, right, pretty damn close to this resistance block, there's really no resistance left, right? I mean, all Bitcoin is going to do is going to probably head into price discovery, meaning it's probably just consolidating here, waiting for the Coinbase listing. And then, in my opinion, it's probably just going to rip. And it's not going to take really give anybody a shot of jumping in, right? This is what I was talking about. When things are going to rip for the next big leg, whenever that is, I believe it will probably be the next, largest move that we have, and probably the final one, because it's just going to be so epic and so phenomenal. And this, I don't mean just Bitcoin. Okay. I mean Ethereum and other altcoins that I'm going to talk about. Okay. So the one thing that I would be concerned about is if we did something like this, right? If we went up here, pushed up, boom, collapsed back down, then I'm paranoid. Then this was probably a short squeeze up here, breaking back down inside range. Then I'd be targeting these lows again. Okay. Because if you take out a big short squeeze like that, you're looking for the next biggest, strongest support level. And that's probably around this $56,000. If that breaks, then I'm looking way the hell down here around like 52,000. But am I concerned about that right now? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because that should have happened last night, right? We should have done something like this, ping back, and then something like that. But we're just consolidating here. It's like, someone trying to basically gear up, cock their fist back and just slam it right into the jaw of the bears. Like that's exactly how I picture this going. That if you're short right now, God help you, because it is going to be really, really rough. And I'm honestly not like the biggest bull in the market either. I just know that a chart that looks like this or a chart that looks like this on the weekly, it probably means that it means, bulls are coming here to do some serious business. And that means probably another big move to the upside. Okay. So you want to be very careful. And if you do get position long, don't get shaken out of your position. Don't enter too early. Don't enter with too much leverage because you could get wiped out. Okay. You could get wiped out before the real big move is made. Here's some other assets that I'm considering. ETH. I'm extremely bullish on ETH. Why? Because as Bitcoin sits in this large consolidation phase, guess what's happening? Bitcoin dominance is going down. If you're not familiar with dominance, dominance is nothing but Bitcoin market cap relative to other altcoin market caps. Okay. So Bitcoin currently has 55% of the total market cap versus everything else, meaning ETH and BNB and Solana and every single altcoin out there. So why does this matter? Well, when Bitcoin dominance is going down like this, right? And Bitcoin price action is basically moving sideways like this, right? It's really just gone sideways. It hasn't really done anything meaningful. This is a very, very big opportunity for altcoins, specifically things like ETH. ETH is really just the biggest altcoin out there, right? And guess what? ETH is so damn underappreciated right now. I wouldn't be surprised if ETH rips up to 3,000 before you can even blink in the next coming week or two. Once it gets going, once it starts showing that momentum, it's probably just going to take off. 24, 2,500 is probably the minimum price expectation that I would have for ETH. Again, not investment advice, but that would probably be what I would be focusing on is 24, 2,500 at the very least, and probably 3,000, right? And then there's tons of other altcoins, but ETH is probably the one that I know many, many people are just really not focusing on. Why? Because they keep talking about, all these different ETH killers out there and Binance, Smart Chain replacing ETH and Cardano replacing ETH. Guys, I've been around the crypto space since 2016 and I've traded financial markets since about 2008, 2009. The one thing I can tell you is there are always overzealous investors who want to think that the quote unquote flippening has to happen in their favor without having actually put up real numbers. Binance Smart Chain is great. Cardano is okay. Ethereum is truly the cream of the crop when it comes to L1 ecosystems that have been doing tremendously well, basically from inception, from 2014, 2015, whenever ETH started. It has absolutely killed it. And guess what? Other than Bitcoin, the only other brand that people know about crypto with is Ethereum. So the branding is there. The first to market necessity is there from ETH. Many, many projects, successful projects are on ETH. Yeah, ETH has some scaling issues right now and their network gets congested and fees are high, but they're working on fixing it, as all great companies and projects do. They listen to their community members. They listen to what's happening in the market. They listen to what the competition is doing, and they go fix things. So in July, when we have the EIP 1559 coming up, I believe ETH is going to benefit hugely off that. And guess what? The market's not going to wait till July. It's going to start pricing that in April, May, maybe even as late as June. That's what the market is probably going to start doing. Okay. And if the market starts doing that, well, guess what? Like I said, ETH might go up to 2,500, 3,000 in the blink of an eye. And that's what I'm really looking forward to. I'm looking for huge move in ETH. And I'm looking for altcoins like BNB to calm down a little bit. BNB has done tremendously well, don't get me wrong. BNB is benefiting purely off, well, I guess is benefiting off two things. Binance Smart Chain doing really well because PancakeSwap building off Binance Smart Chain, and then BNB as a token is basically, a token that derives the value of its exchange, which is Binance. So because we have that Coinbase listing coming up, BNB is also an exchange token. So if Coinbase is valued at, say, I don't know, 75 billion, 100 billion, BNB should be valued higher, right? Same thing with FTT because these are all exchange tokens. It's like the same logic that you would apply, if you're looking for competing projects, right? So, for example, if you're looking at ETH, which is an L1 ecosystem product, well, what are other L1 ecosystems out there? You have Solana and Polkadot. They're the two biggest competitors, and probably Cardano, but Cardano hasn't done shit, right? So when you have, say, BNB, Solana, and Polkadot all competing for the L1 ecosystem, you would probably say, okay, well, Solana and Polkadot have, X amount of value that they could steal from ETH or X amount of percentage that they could steal away from ETH. It's the same way you would look at BNB and Coinbase. You'd start doing the valuations in your mind and you'd say, wait a second, if Coinbase is doing, this much amount of transaction volume and BNB and FTT or FTX, the exchange is doing somewhere close to that, why is it that FTT as a token is so undervalued and BNB is so undervalued? Like, here's how I look at it. Okay, if we go to CoinGecko right now, okay, so here's Binance Coin right now, right? It's hard. I mean, it's trending hard. So currently its market cap is about $88 billion. Okay, let's check where FTT is. It's about 4.7 billion. It's basically off like almost 20x. So FTT as a token, FTX as an exchange is valued in terms of its token 20 times less than BNB. That doesn't make sense to me because I believe, in my opinion, that FTX is probably a superior exchange and they're probably going to kick ass the next few years, especially now given the fact that we have this Coinbase listing coming up, right? The fact that we have this Coinbase listing coming up and investors are valuing this somewhere close to $100 billion. Some are going as high as 125, 140. The lower expectations are 75 to 85 billion. Well, Binance is already there, right? I told y'all Binance is already somewhere near that market cap. It's already at 87, 90. So the upside to Binance is, yeah, maybe, it overshoots. Maybe it gets to like 100, 125, matches Coinbase. But the underdog here is FTT, 4.7 billion market cap. So even if it's gone up so much, and guess what? I entered here, down here. Even if it's gone up so much, I wouldn't be surprised if it has another 10x in it. And I don't think it'll happen this cycle, though. It'll take a little bit of time. Because guess what? Binance coin has been around since like 2016, 2017, right? And it grew from that point on tremendously, right? Look at this. I mean, this is, from 2017, basically, right? Way the heck back here. 2017, started off at $1.75. At the peak of its cycle, Binance Coin got to about $22, $23. Again, it got to that, $35, $40 range, collapsed back all the way down to $6, and now it's taking off, right? So it took a good, whole bear cycle to get it back up almost, 10x, 20x from the previous high, right? So I believe that it'll be the same for FTT. Most of the market will probably see huge sell-offs in the next, coming months or coming years, but it'll probably be sort of a blink on the chart when you kind of look at it like this. When you look at the chart like this, and say it pulls back, we have a bear market for another, I don't know, couple months, and then it starts getting ready to rip. That's what the market will look like to me. And I'm extremely bullish on FTT as a token. I own a bunch of it, so full disclaimer, right? Like I said, I entered in at $5. If it comes to 5, 10, 15 again, I'll just buy more, okay? Because I really, really believe in the FTX exchange. A huge fan of Sam Bankman-Fried, who is the CEO of FTX. And I believe that the FTT token, the ecosystem that they're trying to build, I think is going to be huge. I think it's going to be really huge. So you guys should do your own research. Again, not telling anyone to buy or sell, but I think it's going to be great. The other one that I'm extremely bullish on is Solana, right? Again, kind of like a ETH ecosystem style platform, smart contract platform, if you will. The thing about Solana is that it is already tried and tested. There's so many smart investors in Solana. Some of the bigger hedge funds in crypto are already investors in Solana, and it is extremely fast, extremely reliable. I use Solana a couple times already, and I really, really want to start using it more. But my goodness, the way you can transact in Solana versus things like, say, BTC and ETH, so much better. And even, when it comes to doing business on things like Sushi Swap or Uni, right? It's so much better to use the Solana ecosystem. And so the other product of Solana is Serum, which is kind of its DEX, basically, or it's technically like the limit automated market maker, right? Serum is another huge project that I'm extremely bullish on. I believe Serum is going to do really well. So the fact that, the last 24 hours or so, we've seen a decent amount of sell-off, right? We saw, about $688 million get wrecked because we had, Bitcoin spike up and then spike down a lot. We had SRM almost hit $8.50, came back down almost to $7.17 on the low right here, right? You can see that kind of big, sharp sell-off, right? I like to buy the blood when the market does something like this. Gets people overly exuberant at the top, traps them, sells off hard to the downside. And usually I like to buy in on the first end of the day. So by the end of today or, end of the second day, so that'll be tomorrow, when there's a lot of blood spilled in the market, that's when I like to get it. Okay. So, I let my Advantage members know exactly what I'm considering in the market, doing in the market, what my thought process is, right? All these things, I let my Advantage members know. So again, hit the thumbs up if you are interested in the membership. Check out our website right here, thealphatrades.com. Hit the Advantage member subscription, sign up, come join our community. Let's see what else we got to cover. We talked about the 5K challenge, right? We talked about this liquidation data. What else? Oh, you guys definitely got to check out my tweets because I tweet a bunch of good stuff. All right. First things first. We were talking about the Coinbase IPO, right? So on the FTX markets right now, Coinbase is actually currently trading at approximately $140 billion market cap valuation. That's huge. And I think that's a little bit extreme. And this is probably because people on Coinbase or people on FTX are just aggressively bidding this up. I don't really think it's going to be that high, but it very well could be. Again, I could be totally wrong, right? But all in all, again, aside from Coinbase, right, I don't really care a whole lot. What I care about Coinbase regarding its listing is its implications for the rest of crypto. Coinbase being bullish, very bullish for the rest of crypto. Coinbase being bearish, maybe people selling it off right away, then I'm a little bit concerned in the near-term volatility of crypto, especially for Bitcoin and ETH and other these big projects. All right. Goldman Sachs recently put Bitcoin at the top of its market performance sheet. Amazing to see because just a couple months ago or even last year, they were just calling, Bitcoin trash, or JP Morgan was. So it's really interesting to see all these huge institutions and banks and hedge funds turn around and really start embracing Bitcoin. And that just means that over the next coming years, there's just going to be more and more adoption, right? Whether it be for Bitcoin or just crypto at large. So extremely exciting. Mirror Protocol, another very hot and exciting project that y'all should definitely be paying attention to. If you're not aware already, read up on it, okay? Mirror also kind of like Luna. That's another project that y'all should be paying attention to. So this is sort of your stable coin based market token. Something extremely valuable in the crypto space, which is how people can utilize yield by using stable coin, by getting interest for lending. All that stuff is very big in crypto, right? So you want to always be paying attention to projects like Mirror Protocol, Luna, MakerDAO, all these competitors, right? Or even Curve, that's another one. Okay, so all in all, I believe Luna, because it was so extended, it's calming down a little bit. It's probably a good sign right here. But as Luna calms down, right, here's a key area that I would be considering. Right in this space right here, between $10 and $11, if it gets down to that level, I'd say that's extremely bullish in terms of a potential bounce that Luna can get out of this. So bounce right here, probably takes back off, back towards $21, $22 for its upside move, maybe even newer highs. Okay, here's another project that I'm extremely bullish on, Sushi. Okay, so Sushi, in my opinion, is probably one of the more top tier projects that I know a lot of people are overlooking, in my opinion. But once Sushi gets going, right, to the upside, I think it's going to really, really just take off. I personally think Sushi is better and more valuable than Uniswap, and probably a big competitor with PancakeSwap as well. Okay, I don't know if it's better than PancakeSwap, but it's, in my opinion, better than Uni, and probably as good as PancakeSwap, maybe better. Okay, so keep an eye on keep an eye on Sushi in this yellow zone right here between $11 and $12. If it comes into this area, I'm going to be a buyer. Okay, I'm definitely going to be a buyer here. But I don't want to see this, right? I don't want to see Sushi do this, drag and drag and drag. This is not what I want to see. What I want to see from Sushi is boom, recovery, and then ready to go. I'd enter a little bit right here, a little bit right there, and then ride this thing back up. Okay. Disclaimer, I am already in a Sushi position. All right. So I talked about all the altcoins that I'm really interested in, exchange tokens, why I believe that they're going to do well. I talked about the importance of the Coinbase listing. I talked about why Bitcoin is still, in my opinion, extremely bullish, and why I believe altcoins are going to do relatively well because Bitcoin dominance is going down while Bitcoin still moves sideways. So we covered a lot of information today, right? If y'all are interested in videos like this twice a day, this is what I do for my Advantage members. Hit the thumbs up, go to our website, thealphatrace.com, right? Join our Advantage membership. Guys, you have maybe 3 months, 6 months, maybe the entire year left in the market for the next big bull run. Come join us and actually watch our videos because this is a great investment in yourself, okay? You can watch our videos every single day and understand what we're doing in the market and learn from us, right? This is a great investment for the next big bull leg of the market. So invest in yourself, come join our community, hit the thumbs up, and I'll catch up with y'all soon. Again, everything that I've said in this video, not financial advice. Hope y'all enjoy. Have a great rest of your week. And I'll be hanging out in Discord with my Advantage members. All right, cheers.